Alrighty, good morning. Welcome to our October intention setting and group coaching meeting. Welcome. I'm going to go ahead and light a candle to set our space, and then we can start. So just lighting with intention of connection with all of you, inspiration and creativity. Perfect. All right. So I would love to start this morning with 3 wins for September. And they could be teeny tiny little things. They don't have to be huge. So if you want to think about that for a second, like I said, little things count, especially when we add up all the little things. And if you want me to start, I can, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what your 3 wins are, Rachel.
Okay, sure. So the first one is I just completed the book, The Gap and the Gain, and we will go into more of that later in the month. But it's really what I got from it. Really, it's about shifting our perspective and measuring our successes from the past to where we are now versus measuring it to an ideal that you can never attain. And you're just constantly searching for that fulfillment of happiness.
What did you call it? Right? The gap in what?
Gain.
Gap in the gain.
Dan Sullivan, and I forget the other guy's name. But I'll put a link in the recording. But we'll be going into that further this month. It just really had me thinking about how I constantly have a goal, attain it, and then I'm still hungry for more and just wanting. It's just a never ending fill. And when I get something or I don't take the moment to celebrate and acknowledge it, I just kind of jump to the very next thing, which is something that I do and I struggle with a lot. So that book just kind of helped me get some awareness and perspective. My other win for September was I hired my assistant, and that's going really well. I'm now in the thick of it, and I'm realizing how much work I was taking on. And then when I'm giving her all this stuff, I'm like, holy shit, we're still not done. At the end of the day, we still haven't hit all the things I was supposed to hit. And so I'm like, oh, I'm realizing how much I've taken on and how much work I have to give. So that was huge, and just kind of reorganizing myself. I still have a few things I need to do. But I'm all good. Hey, Sasha. And then the last one is being published in Modern Luxury magazine. So just getting that acknowledgement of dynamic women for last month. So again, one of those things where I just kind of got it, celebrated. I did celebrate because I was forced to, but I haven't even posted it on my Instagram, and I just kind of jumped to the next thing. So anyway, so Sasha, we're sharing 3 wins from September, as little or big as you want them to be, just really acknowledging how far we've come in that month and celebrating those gains. Who would like to go next?
I can go. Really hard. Go ahead.
Chelsea.
So my first win would be I got my first paid little interior design gig, which was fun. It was just a little 3D render for a kid's room that Ryan's dad's a contractor, and he couldn't he was showing her all the architectural drawings, but the client wasn't getting it. And so I was like, oh, I'll just make you a 3D rendering. And so I just charged her by the hour, and it was super quick too. It was less than a week.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a little thing. And then, so just kind of finally opening up to oh, people want this, which is cool. Just
that's right.
Seeing is thing. And then I got my QuickBooks set up this week, or last week, which was I'm finally not mixing my personal with my business stuff. So putting everything into QuickBooks, expensing all of the expenses that I did throughout the year back into there. So no more mixing any of my personal expenses, which is awesome. And then my third would be I hired some SEO guys to scrub through my back end of my website. and they've actually been like super helpful, which is nice. They like sent me a report and like are like, cool, like post this many times on Instagram. It's cool to like have somebody tell you to do that too, because I like had motivation. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll like post, and they're like, cool, you have to post 3 times a week and you have to do one blog post a week. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. How did you find them?
I found them through this other girl, Emily Winlin Design. She referred them to me.
Oh, nice. And they're
So
virtual.
yeah.
You just were
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But the one guy used to live in La Jolla, so he like kind of knows the area a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I'll take La Jolla clients. That'll be nice.
Sure. That sounds fabulous. Love it.
But yeah,
Very cool. All right.
I can go.
Sure.
Um, so Sowet, my little shop,
Yes.
rated 4 years last month, which
Congrats.
crazy because we opened like 6 months before the pandemic.
Yeah, I remember your opening. That was really fast.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's been 4 years. So just like a big milestone, I think. Because it's just been so up and down, and but yeah, so that's really exciting. I finished my first SketchUp beginners course, which took me about 3 months, but feels really good because now I feel like somewhat confident in building it out in SketchUp, which is like so helpful to the clients. And it's also helpful to me as just like more of a visual person to actually get in there. And I'm really glad I decided to go that route instead of relearning CAD, because you can do a lot of the CAD stuff in SketchUp. So I'm going to be starting the intermediate course probably this week, which kind of teaches you, well, Chelsea probably knows, but I don't know. It's more of like how CAD works with layout and elevations and things like that. And then I don't know if it's a win yet, but I might be getting a couple big design projects in Australia. And my really good friend lives over there, and her husband has a lot of investment properties, and he wants to keep buying properties. And so I have a call with them in the next week to kind of discuss this one first project, which is right now I think it's like a dry cleaner, and then on top the owners of the dry cleaner live above it, but they want to remodel the whole thing and make like some type of maybe like spa underneath, and then like an Airbnb up top. So I don't know exactly how, so that would possibly be like a project. And it's cool because a lot of it I can do remotely and then maybe expense my trip going to Australia. So I'm really hoping I get the job. But yeah.
That's so rad. And then how did the first Earth Market go?
Oh yeah. Good. We only had 6, I think 6 vendors this time. It was our first one. So it was consistently, there was people consistently there. But our next 3 markets, we have 9 vendors at each one. So I think it's just gonna, bring about more people, and there'll be more of a variety of vendors there. But yeah, so if anyone wants to come down and support us, it's gonna be October. This one will be October 15th.
Okay.
But we're gonna have like a palm reader, tarot, so it's like very like October vibes.
Sweet. Love it. All right, Alex, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, so one of they're all little wins this month,
Fabulous.
but that's only because I do a little bit what you do, Rachel, and I don't stop to like celebrate those moments. And so it's like in and out, and I like, whoop, they're gone. Okay, anyway. So I would say like a little win is I got I got to have lunch with one of my friends that I hadn't seen in a long time, and we used to work together at Metro Flooring. And she had mentioned that she's working with Shelly Fiorentini, or
Yeah.
right? Okay. And I had helped her at Metro Flooring when she had done the first remodel. So she had mentioned that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think Shelly's the one that told me about Rachel. So I ended up following Rachel on Instagram when I was working with her. And so she had emailed me on my personal email that I don't check anymore. And I went through and I saw an email from her. And I just got the opportunity to tell her how grateful I was for making that small little connection and how much that really impacted my whole life's trajectory. And you don't really get to, I feel like I don't really get the opportunity to show how thankful I am sometimes. And to have that opportunity was actually really, really fulfilling. So that was, I guess, a bigger win than I think.
So, Alec, okay, so did you help with the flooring originally?
Yeah. I went to her house. Yeah.
This is hilarious. Okay, so Shelly's my client from years ago.
Yeah.
And when we were doing that floor, you know, it took a long time to select the final floor. It's a thing.
That was a really unique floor that she had picked too.
Yeah. So now we're doing her bathrooms, and
Uh-huh.
we want to put that floor in the bedroom. So is that floor available or no?
Carrie have you not heard from her?
No.
Okay, I
Well, we can talk later, but yeah, we need the floor.
Okay, yeah. I might even have the specs in my email way back. Okay, I'll check in with her for you though.
That's amazing. Yeah. So Shelly, right now we're doing her bathrooms. But
Yeah,
we need more floor. But Shelly is a client that I got when I was first going off on my own in 14. She was one of the ones that I got from Thumbtack. And she is a client that we met, we clicked, and she was interviewing a ton of other designers. And after she hired me, she told me, well, the reason I hired you is because I just wanted to be your friend. And I thought you were cool.
She thought you were so cool, and she had the nicest things to say about you. And like her and I connected on like crystals. I think I was wearing like some crystal jewelry or something, and she was like, oh my gosh, you would love my designer Rachel. And like that's how this whole thing unfolded. So
Oh my God. What kind of floor it is? Oh, it's wood. It's a engineered wood.
wood, yeah.
It's an engineered wood. It has like a saw cut to it, and it's kind of this gray color.
What
It was one of my
company is
favorites.
it?
I showed it to everybody, but she was the only one that purchased it from me.
What was that?
I don't recall. We private labeled everything, unfortunately, so I don't know.
What company is it? What flooring vendor?
Metro Flooring is
Oh,
where I was
Metro Flooring. Okay, you did say that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but they private label everything, so.
It was a hunt. Well, that is so funny. Yeah, I do space clearings for her. She's the one that with her daughter, like with the ghost and the whole, like it was a whole thing. There's a whole story behind all of that.
Oh my gosh, wait, I did not hear any of that stuff, but
Yeah, sure, I didn't say a lot about that, but
that's fun.
so amazing. How cool is that?
Yeah, that was, yeah. I survived September. I'll count that as a win. And I did get the opportunity to learn a lot in September. And I'm excited to take a beat and be reflective I'm like hoping I have time in the next week. Because I do really feel like I need to sit down and like write down everything that I learned, because a lot of things were really good lessons, and I want to repeat some things, and I definitely don't want to repeat other things. So
how's your project going with Chris?
good. We're almost done. I feel so bad. It's like he's got so many other projects going on. Are you working with him right now too?
On a little
Okay. I think he has like 4 projects going on right now. And my clients are just being a little bit of divas, which happens. But he's great. I mean, he wants to get it done, and I want to get it done. And I think he only has 2 more weeks on the job if our plan goes as planned. Yeah, I'm hoping not to steal him. I really feel bad because I don't want to steal him away from all these other projects that he's got going on, but my clients are just being really extra. The L word came about, and I don't want that to go any further than that. Than a mention.
Sasha, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing okay. I'm a little overwhelmed. I just got back from Utah and I basically took a whole week off of not working and um basically just kind of like resetting with my family and the things that are going on with that aspect. I feel like September just kind of flew by. Like it was like all of a blur a little bit. Like I'm like, wait, it's October? I don't know.
Oh, same.
Um, but so like just like thinking about like the little things that have happened this month. I think one of them for sure was the podcast in September, like early September,
Oh yeah.
that I was on. And that was, I feel like that was a really like breaking out of my comfort zone. I was really nervous for that podcast. So like it coming out and getting all these messages from family and friends were really nice. They're like, oh, I just listened to it and like I didn't know this and I didn't like it was just really funny and rewarding and also just I don't know, just like sharing a little piece of me with other people was really, really nice to have. So thank you for that. And then so the other like little things that have happened in September. So I've been like networking and connecting with people. Um, and I connected with this woman that was wanting to do a renovation of her bathroom. And so it's not certain yet, but there's conversation of her potentially wanting to work with me on designing her bathroom. And she says she has other things, but she wants to start with that first. And maybe like not in like a month or two, just like with holidays and things like that coming up, which actually is like perfect timing for me because I feel like I'm swamped just with this one client of all the things that are happening and the client wanting to do the demolition when it's not even like ready yet. So like there's all of that I talked to you about, but so I feel like that's like a little win. It's not like anything for certain. It could not turn into anything. But just to have like a conversation and like talking to her about that where it potentially could happen is kind of exciting to have another client, but we'll see. And then I think I met this other woman also, and so at first she was wanting me to do her whole kitchen in North Carolina of her second home, but her sister-in-law is an interior designer and she was like, well, she's like, she was supposed to be doing it, but then she didn't have time. And let me just confirm with her. But she's like, if not, I would love for you to do it. And for me, I was like, man, North Carolina, like, and she's like, oh, I already have a contractor that we know of. Like, there's already like some things that they're connected with that area. And because her sister-in-law is an interior designer in that area, she has connections too. So I was like, okay, so maybe like, like I don't know what that would be like me being in San Diego and doing a project in North Carolina, but I think I could make it work somehow, some way. But anyways, it didn't work out because her sister-in-law said that she could do it. But what was like a little win for me, she's like, but you know what? She's like, we may be having some work in our house here in San Diego. And she's like, I passed your website and all your information to all my friends. She's like, all the empty nesters, like their kids that are going to college and things like that. She's like, so you never know like who may reach out. So like that was, I feel like that was like a tiny win. Like even if it wasn't another client. It was like, oh, that was so, she didn't have to do that. You know, it was like going out of her way to connect me to other people. So I thought that was really cool.
That's very cool. And where have you been networking?
It's like the most random places. Like, I don't know. I just start talking and then they're like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, oh, well, and then it just like just starts farmers market, the gym, Trader Joe's. like like this is like the most I don't know. People like start talking to me and then I start talking to them. And like, okay, side note. I went to BDG the same day that I ran into you for the tile show. This has nothing to do with design, but whatever. I started talking to Shelly. We ended up talking for like 30 or 40 minutes. I don't even know what happened during that time frame. But she's like, "Are you single?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "I have a person that lives on my block. He is from Spain." She's like, "And he's really nice. Would you want to go on a date with him?" And I was like,
Shelly's
you know,
hilarious.
I was like, sure. And I did. But like it's just like weird how like I don't know, it's like all these like little things that are coming my way from just places I don't expect. But yeah, I don't it's just like just
How was the
random.
date?
It was good. It was good.
Background.
I mean the conversation flowed. I feel like I wasn't like attracted to him, but like I was attracted to his like personality and like him as a person. But if anything, like he would be a cool friend. Like I'm gonna be playing pickleball with his friends. So I don't know. But yeah, it was just like random things. Just like a lot of random things happening in September where I feel like I'll understand the dots later.
Lots of synchronicities.
Mhm.
Super cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you. So yeah, Shelly and Larry are the owners of BDG, which is in Mission Hills, Old Town, Presidio Park area. One of my go-to tile places. If you guys haven't been down there, highly recommend it. All right. So I know last month we spoke a little bit about intentions. I just want to kind of see where you are on those and then what we have coming up for October. And then if there's questions design wise that we want to kind of get into, we can do that. Nicole, you had spoken about your walks and being slowing things down. How did that go for you?
Not so good. The first week I was like every day getting out there and then just slowly tapered off, but I definitely feel like I walked more than I have been in the past. So I'm going to take that as a win.
Yeah.
No, I've been feeling very overwhelmed lately.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but this month feels a little differently. So we'll see how it goes.
Nice. And then do you have anything for this month? Do you want to just continue what you were doing or?
Yeah, I think just continue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
See on that path.
I like it. We were also doing our walks, which you really inspired me to get back on my walks. I usually try to do a walk in the morning and then walk in the evening. And then Tyson and I were doing walks in the evening and we were walking down to the 101. And then our plan was, and we would go walk down there and get a drink or whatever. So the plan is to like try a different place each time we go down there. We've taken a little bit of a break the past couple of days, but we need to get back on it. But we've also been doing hikes and that kind of thing. So that really sparked some good stuff. Chelsea, you were embracing a wave of energy last month. And how is all of that?
Yeah, I think my wave kind of came down a little bit. my energy wave.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I've been like consistently posting a decent amount. So just like trying to stick with that. I think I put read my book before bed, but I've been reading my book in the morning when I wake up instead of like grabbing my phone. I've just been like taking my book and like reading a few pages, which has been really nice. And then I definitely did not walk or dance each day. I feel like I've been good about getting out of the house at least, like
Right.
at least once a day, just trying to like either we take Basil to the South Park Dog Park, or we like go to the beach and like run her around. So I think probably trying to walk more for sure. And I just rejoined ClassPass, so maybe trying to get to like 2 workouts a week.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
But that's my goal this month, I think. But work-wise, I think I keep on getting all of the the like just embrace and like chill, stop like trying to hyperanalyze everything. So I feel like just embracing that and just like the clients will come eventually, like just keep doing what you're doing, like kind of thing.
You post your 3D rendering of the bedroom and stuff?
I did on stories, but I should post it like on my actual thing. That's a good idea.
Just to show that you offer that and you're a designer and what you've done.
Yeah. I
Nice.
want to like make them more realistic a little bit. Maybe I'll like push them into Enscape. I have
Oh,
to figure out. Our friend, we actually met another designer, Katie, at the ACID, and she's like a really talented 3D renderer, but she was telling us that there's like a free trial of Enscape that you can do for students. So I was like, ooh, I better do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Sasha, how are you doing with balance and art and business cards?
Mm. Well, I just started a logo, but I am like nowhere near what I want it to be, which is okay. I'm like, I gave my deadline. After thinking about it, I was like, okay, by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like whenever like it happens, it happens. Like I want it to be like authentic and not forced and not push. Like when I'm able to like dedicate the energy. But I also, if I don't set myself a deadline, I won't do it. So that's why I'm like, okay, by the end of the year, I need to have this and this and that like situated. So that's one of them is the logo. And then after I do that, to create the business cards. So when I connect with people, it's just very easy. I want to put the code, like the guy that from the magazine that we met from.
Oh, Ken.
Yes, Ken. I want to figure out the what's it called? The QR code. Yeah, I want to figure that out of how to do that. But when I get to that point.
I know how to do it, Sasha. It's super easy.
Oh yeah. Okay,
It's, yeah,
cool.
crazy
Okay.
easy.
So when I get to that point, I'll ask you. Thank you. What else? So I guess I've been kind of overwhelmed this month because the bomb that got let on was that the client, no matter how much I advised them and told them they want to start demolition mid-October, we are nowhere near done with the documents, nor the design, nor purchasing everything. But he wants to do it. And I told him he's going to be waiting with, no materials, electrical, water, but they're fine with that. So I think like my next goal is just to try to push myself as much as possible, but still with balance of finishing each space in Revit and doing the documents and handing to the contractor in October all the documents and getting it approved by the client. So that's my next goal is like that has to happen in order for like things to get moving. I feel like I'm going to be working like a dog the next couple weeks, months, I don't know. And I'm kind of thankful I don't have any other clients right now because of this like unrealistic deadline that's happening. And it allows me to work out the kinks, I feel like, with this business of like the budget hours and like just a lot of like lesson learns and things that I'm like realizing that I didn't realize before, without like getting into the weeds of things and going to the showrooms, like all these things, and like meeting the vendors and setting up trade accounts. Like all of that is like just invisible work that I feel like I'm doing, but I'm not calculating that work to the client. And then the other thing is I want to start dedicating time to post for Instagram. Like the one that Chelsea mentioned, the Planoly app. I want to get that app, and I want to like each week my goal is to post like once a week. Like for me, like that's already a lot. So like I know people post a lot more, but like that's all I can give at the moment. And I think for me that's okay. So I think starting next week, I want to start posting once a week of just like the process that I'm going through, of like even just like looking for tile or going with the finishes, the elevations that I'm doing, like just like the whole process in itself. I think I'm gonna start showcasing whether it's pretty or not pretty. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start doing that. And then I also want to start doing art for my peace of mind. Because I've stopped for a while and I want to get back to it, and eventually I want to like display that too. And I would love to do it like a vendor marketplace, like at Sew It or something along those lines, like when I'm ready. I would love to do something like that. I don't know if that's this year or beginning of next year, but it's a thought that I had.
Love it. All right, Alex, how are you with routine and pattern tracking your energy and dancing?
Well, the dancing stopped as well.
Dancing stop?
Yes, dancing stopped a little bit, but uh yeah, great. Habit tracking, I think, went well. I think I've put a lot of thought into like my habits. And while I haven't nailed down my routine, I have a lot more data to work with.
Got it. Nice.
And it's just also a difficult time to track too, with like the changing of the seasons. I feel like I don't know, like that took a really big toll on me this year. Like that change, I don't know, like the I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I did well with my meditating. That went well. But
Cool.
always room for improvement. I think I'll continue to try that this month.
Yeah, just keep going with what you were doing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
'Cause
All right. Does anyone have any questions in regards to business or clients, struggles that you're currently working through, or any of that?
I have
I
a
just
question.
oh
Go ahead, Sasha.
I just remembered another like small win that I had in September that I didn't expect, is that Mercedes from Design Coven, she's helping me now. She like approached me and was like, I really want the experience. I was like, well, I'm not able to pay at this moment, but as soon as I get more projects and more clients, like that will definitely be a thing. But the fact that she's helping me right now with all the things that are on my plate has been really helpful, to have her and to collaborate and just help in general. So that was like another.
Is she sourcing, or what is she doing?
Yeah, so I'm giving her companies to look at for all the things like lighting. First she was like helping me with tile lighting. Now she's going to be helping me with like wallpaper and like rugs, and like getting me ahead for like when I start selecting the FF&E. And so I'm giving her companies and I'm like, this is the style, this is the approach. I give her like inspiration images. I break it down like really like
What
1
you-
+ 1. Like, yeah, because she's never worked for a design firm again. So it's work up front, but it's worth it. And it's like teaching her as well to help her in the future. So I think that it's like we're helping each other. So I think that it's been good. So yeah.
All right, Chelsea, what's your,
Yeah, you mentioned Thumbtack. I'm just
Yes.
wondering, like, was that like a successful thing for you to do in the beginning? Did you get a lot of clients from that?
yeah, I was looking at my Thumbtack hires and I got 42 jobs off of it.
Oh, okay.
When I
Cool.
first started, and like I said, when I went off on my own officially, like just doing my own thing without working for other people, that was in 2014. And I think the 42 was within probably 2 or 3 years.
Cool.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that you have a nice profile, fill everything out, get certified like on their thing. And then it's there, all the projects are like really entry projects, great practice. You have to weed through a lot of stuff, but there are some great things that have come out of it. I've connected with a real estate agent who I'm still working with now. Shelly came from there, who we've done 3 projects now because we did her main home, and then we did like her kitchen, and now we're in phase 3 of all the bathrooms. So there's some good stuff. I did a coffee shop out of there, a faux restaurant. Yeah, and then I don't know if I got, but anyway, there's a lot that has come out of it. So it's definitely, you just have to be patient with it and kind of go through it. And
It's good to hear that. I didn't realize you've gotten so many projects from that, because I keep looking at it and then the investment scares me. And it's not even, I think it's like $60 a week for minimum or something. There's like a minimum spend. But if you're spending $240,
you get one project.
Yeah.
worth it. Yes. A month.
Worth
Yeah. So I think definitely something to revisit.
Just to build, like just to get a project and to build on it and share and that kind of thing, it was definitely worth it. But there were some major red flags in there too with clients that you just kind of have to weed through. Not all of them are winners, and it's really a treasure hunt.
So
But-
what is it exactly? Thumbtack, is it like an organization? Is it a membership? What is it?
It is a website where people can go in and search for, like if you were to go online and search for an interior designer, this website might come up and
Okay.
look. And so let me sign in.
I feel like it's kind of like how House does that too for you. You can like get bidded jobs.
Mm.
This is, I don't know what, I have a couple of different profiles. How do I look at my profile? I don't even know. Oh, here's the profile. Tigerville. Oh yeah, so you can see there's 43 times that I've been hired, and then these are all my reviews that I've received from all the clients.
Cool.
So you put all your info on there. These are the reviews. You could put what services you want to do, and then I'm not currently active on it, so it will show you. And then you can put like what areas you want to serve and what services you have to offer. Here's your target. Oh, it's kind of the help thing. And then you'll get like, you can even have your calendar marked on there. I don't have mine really set up because I use other things, but here's like all the clients. And now that I'm showing this, I'm going to have to edit this out of the recording because YouTube won't let you see won't let you post like people's names and stuff. But yeah, so, and then your leads come in, and then like, so here's a lead that's, let's see, an opportunity. Here's Billy, that you can check and see what he's looking for. So 2 people have he's contacted 2 people, 1 person responded. It's only up for like 24 hours. It tells you what kind of a project it is, how big it is, what services they're in need of, the style, what their budget is, zip code, and then they have the information there.
Was his budget $1,000?
Yeah.
We'll see stuff like that, and sometimes
Yeah.
just putting in numbers and they don't really know what their budget is. So you kind
Right.
of have to read through it and see if this is something that you even want to do and want to
Yeah.
explore. And
Right.
then when you explore it, there's actually budgets or there's actual things there, or they didn't know. They'll tell you, I didn't know what to put. I just picked a number because it.
Right.
And it's
It
like,
looks like he's just accessories and art selections. That makes sense, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, sometimes they just don't even.
I'm curious, when they put the customer budget, is that how much they want to spend on hiring a designer, or
I think that's a
on
project.
because if you look at this under customer budget, see the first one under 300, typically only for a brief consultation. So
Yeah,
it's like they're
they were
willing
like-
to pay 300 for a consultation. So I'm always confused by that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they would
think
pay
it's
the
supposed to
designer.
be your entire budget, not just what you want to pay a designer. And then you can change your thing here to fixed or hourly, or you need more info,
Oh, cool.
you send it to them. And then they get back to you or not get back to you. I've been ghosted a lot of times, so sometimes it's not a fit, and I always put my website and all stuff there so they can see about me and see if they even connect with me. And if they
Mhm.
don't, I just kind of go to the next thing.
That's cool. It's helpful.
Yeah, I might look into
If
it.
you don't pay for that direct leads, you can still see the opportunities that are in the area.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can see all the
okay.
opportunities. You only have to pay for a lead if you want it, if you want to respond, if you want to be connected.
Oh, okay, cool. So like you could go do it basically for free until you see an opportunity that you
I feel like it's changed, Rachel, because when I looked into that, for me to like make a profile and like respond to people, I had to set a minimum budget.
Oh, really?
Hmm. well, I'll
Um,
look a bit further because I think it's really you said a great way
still-
to
that's,
do
you know, it
some
could be worth
smaller
it.
projects.
yeah, and there's other websites too out there that do sort of the same thing. So you can check on the different ones.
Yeah, I
How,
was gonna do realtors. I
what's that?
was gonna DM like realtors this week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, connect with realtors. They
Mhm.
also go on there too. Like I said, I connected with several. I also found another client there who's actually a friend of mine now. If you guys went to the Adobe store here in Carlsbad, that event that we had a while back, Katie, I met her husband on Thumbtack because he was looking for a designer. And I met his realtor. His realtor found me on Thumbtack, connected me to Ian. And then Ian was super into like all the space clearings and the feng shui stuff. So we staged the house. This is when I was doing staging. We staged the house. We did clearings. We called the new homeowners in, and now I do like all their space clearings for all their properties. And I was doing like all their staging, and then we just became friends. So like that was another one that came out of that.
Nice.
But it's all, networking and connecting and showing up, and same thing with like ASID. Like I think a couple of you guys went to the ASID emerging professionals. How did that go with contracts and proposals and overwhelming?
Good. They just
They got
they had so
distracted.
many questions. So they were getting really distracted.
You what?
The speaker was not good at like shutting down questions, and so the whole meeting turned into Q&A about like
Mm.
them shit. It started being really
frustrating,
good,
to be
and
honest.
I feel like
I'm
there
gonna
was
be honest, I was frustrated.
it was frustrating, and then now they want to do like a part 2 and actually get through. Like we barely even made it through the proposal.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
and there was one person that just kept talking and like was a student or not a student, but a designer just kept asking like a lot of irrelevant questions and then like talking about past clients, and it was just all over the board.
Yeah.
So it was,
Felt like I didn't get out of it what I wanted to get out of it, unfortunately. But I do enjoy the concept a lot. Like, I think that, it was the first meeting, so I'll give them a leeway on it. That they didn't
That's what I was
really.
gonna say. They were
They,
trying to, like,
they do
some-
those
okay,
meetings
have-
every month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do the emerging professional meetings every month, the last Thursday of the month, I believe, or the fourth Thursday of the month. I was talking to Jessica from Dunn Edwards about it because I missed it. I wasn't able to make, but I know she came to the co-working. But I would be happy to, or if there's questions that you guys have, I wanted to talk to her about doing collaborations with Design Coven. So I like the topic that you guys are talking about. So what did you guys want to know more about like the insurance part or the contract part?
I wanted to
All-
get through all of it.
All of it. Yeah.
I think
Did
I
you
just
guys
did off
all
more than
go?
they could do. I went, Chelsea went, Nicole went.
I didn't go. I was planning on to, but I was traveling.
Okay. Yeah, maybe if they had like a agenda where it's like we're gonna have
Did you guys have already emailed the
did.
stuff?
No, I was gonna actually reach out to her because I took her card to see if I could get that PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, because I asked if I was like, oh, can we at least get the PowerPoint and I still have the design proposal sitting on my desk.
I wonder
that-
if we almost do like a revamp of that virtually
Mhm.
with the PowerPoint and then have specific questions or kind of
I thought
distill
this-
it down.
I feel like the designer that was presenting like has a lot of good information. She just wasn't able to get through it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Okay.
what was her name? I liked her.
Who was it?
What's his- her name.
Forgot her name.
It's okay, I can find out.
Anyway.
Okay.
I enjoyed everybody in the room. There was a good turnout.
Cool. All right, I'll reach out. What else?
I have a question.
Yes.
Sourcing. What is your kind of go-to vendor for adjustable beds? Like they've picked out a mattress and now I need a bed to accommodate the adjustable mattress.
The ones that go up and down. So
Mhm.
that mattress there's only certain mattresses that can do it. So when they purchase the mattress, they should have gotten the mechanism with the mattress.
Correct. Yes, they have that I have all spec.
Oh, okay.
But for the bed itself,
Frame.
the bed frame, yes.
So Room and Board does have bed frames that will accommodate an adjustable bed.
Okay.
So I would reach out to Bobby.
Okay.
His info. He's the design like liaison.
Okay.
Let me see if I have to look in an email. And then the other thing too, if you find a vendor that you like their beds, you might have to just call the vendor or the rep and ask if they have them that accommodate adjustable beds.
Okay. Yeah, because I know at Serena and Lily we were able to adjust our frames to be accommodating.
Right.
They don't have a Serena and Lily budget though, unfortunately.
Oh, well, restoration's like the same sort of price range, right?
Room and board.
No, Restoration Hardware.
Oh yeah, restoration hardware. Yeah.
They have frames that accommodate. And then Room and Board, I think is probably the same, but I don't know if they have beds that do. I'll have to get you Bobby's information. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Okay, that would be great. Okay, that was my question. I mean, I just figured if there was like a super straightforward way, then that'd be great. Because I want to be off this job.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is to have it made, but that's going to be even more.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, thank you.
I have Bobby's info. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Great, grab that.
Anyone else? Good.
We have that concert at our house this weekend if anybody's free on
Oh, yeah.
Saturday night.
I'll be there.
I'll re-put it in the conversations for everybody to see too. But
Sweet.
it's
And then Nicole, you guys are looking for vendors, or did you guys already select your vendors for the month?
We're looking for vendors for December. We're full October, November.
Cool.
I think we have 9 spaces available, and December we have 3 left. So
Cool.
Sasha, if you want to get some artwork done by December.
I'll
No
let you
prep.
know. I'll let you know.
Okay, sweet. There's a lot of stuff coming up this week. Tomorrow, with Kravit, there's Candace Olson's gonna actually be at Kravit, unveiling their
Really?
new. What's that? What's that?
She's gonna be there.
Yeah, physically, she's like going to be there in person. So you can meet Candace Olson, which is kind of inspiring and cool. They're going to be there to unveil the newest collection. I think it's at 10 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to be there. And then Thursday is the Neither Forche pop-up. I thought I was going to be able to make it, but I have an ASID board member meeting and it's going to be 2 hours. So I'm not going to make it. So I just put the time back at the 9 o'clock. If you guys all want to get there, basically we have the breakfast time. So between 9 and 11, if you guys want to go together or whatever. And then Thursday night is Orchids and Onions, which is through the Architecture Foundation. I haven't posted that. That's like I think the tickets are $200 or $300, something $250, something like that. But that's like every year San Diego has their awards for like the best interior design building. There's like so many different categories. It's mostly focused on architecture, although there is that one interior design, but it's like commercial or hospitality. But those are great to network and just connect with other designers that are in the industry, meet architects, meet developers, like everyone's going to be there. And then what else is going on? Oh, Saturday is the career day with ASID from 10 to 2. If you guys are interested, it's like $15. And there's a keynote speaker. There's breakfast that will be served. There's a keynote speaker that will speak at the beginning. And then they're going to do break-off sessions with the different speakers so that you guys can ask all your questions. And there's different people from different trade. I'll be a speaker. Stephanie is from Bedrosians. I think Lily's a speaker. She's an architect and a teacher at Mesa. And then they also serve lunch. So that might be a good way to just see about other opportunities or how to get into the design field from other people besides just me, like different perspectives. And then
Is that mostly for students, or is that for like emerging professionals?
They're gearing it towards students, but I think it's for everybody. Like all the questions that I've seen and the people that are there, like I think if you're an emerging professional and you just want to like get out there, I don't like that they just targeted students because I feel like I'll benefit from it.
Okay.
And then I think and then I'm working with some other people for some workshops, and then I'm going to do a thing with the Gap and the Gain workshop for us. And then we're doing an artist talk with Stephanie Bales on the 27th at the end of the month at Sparks Gallery. We'll do a tour and an artist talk with her.
Did you guys do the Natasha showroom?
No, nobody really could make it, so we're gonna
Okay.
have to postpone it to another time.
Another time.
And then I spoke with Jen, the art curator with that art house. The house is an escrow, so if it doesn't go through, then there's like all these hiccups and it not coming in, and then now it's an escrow. So we're going to see if that goes through, and if it doesn't, if it falls out, then we can try to coordinate the tour. But it all happened at once and was really fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
When is the Kravit one? Is that posted on the Design Coven thing chat?
I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 10. I'm looking at my
Okay.
calendar.
Wow, 10.
And that one,
That's in person, right?
person. Yeah, 10 to 11. It might go to 11:30, but it's usually an hour. And then, oh, and Tarot Club's next week. Oh, and then there's Chelsea shared with us. Blythe has a lunch and learn on the 12th.
Oh yeah, I'm doing that.
That should be really good. They always do great events. And then Dal Tile and Sharon Williams has Color Mix on the 18th, and that's an evening event. And that's like the forecast for next year, color wise. Those are usually pretty fun. And then I need to add Stephanie's thing on here. So some good things.
Lots of stuff.
All right. Well, thank you guys. If anything comes up, feel free to pop things in the discussion so that other people can learn from the questions and everything.
I did post something in the discussion just now. I found a little TikTok video. I posted a link to it. And it's interesting, and I'd love for you all to watch it and leave a comment if you so choose. But
Cool. All right, we'll take a look at it. All right.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.